Hello everyone, today we are going to talk about modules and I'm going to do a very detailed video on modules. I'm going to explain what are the tier lists for the modules based on what you are looking for, farming or tournament. I'm going to explain you how you farm more currency, the one that you see here, and what is important to look for if you want to maximize that, because this is a very long and important part. I'm going to explain the difference between the regular module that you can find in Run and the Epic one, and why there is some limit on this. I'm also going to look after every single module and explain what are the stats that you are looking for. Okay, so starting very briefly, you see that the modules are unlocked tier 2, wave 90, so it's very early on into the game, and then they are a very important part of your DPS and the tower effectiveness. You have an attack module that is going to boost your damage, and the higher the quality, the more damage multiplicator you're gonna have. The level is also going to increase this multiplicator here. You will have the defense one that is going to boost your health. You have the economic one that is going to boost your maximum coin gained through Run, and you have the ultimate weapon one that is going to boost the ultimate weapon damage that your tower is going to deal. So the regular module, they are based on 3 quality. You can find during a run the common module and the rare module. If you fuse multiple common module, you can see it here. If you fuse multiple common module, you may end up with rare module. If you fuse rare module, you're gonna end up with epic and eventually legendary module. But if you only start with common or rare module, you will never be able to go above the legendary module. So everything that is mythic or ancestral, so the red and the green ones, you will only be able to achieve those quality if you are using a natural epic module. And the epic module, they are buy through gems, so you can even pull by 20 or by 200 gems. And all the epic module, they all have like a specific passive stat that you see here, the unique effect. So if you see like the dimension core, here it will have this passive effect, and the better the quality of your module is and the more effective this passive effect is going to be. So you see here, this is one of the modules that I recommend for tournament. You will start by 60% of the chain lightning will hit the main target, so the one that your tower is focusing, which normally it's not the case. The shock chance and multiplicator is double, so you are going to shock more often and you are going to have a better multiplicator, and the shock is going to stack up to 5, 10, 15 and 20 times. So this is going to be very, very strong. So that's one of the unique effects that you have. If you are looking at like another module like this one, 15% of poison enemy to miss attack, boss chance is half. So this is a module that is for the swamp. Okay, so when you are serious about the module, there is multiple things that you need to start working on. I think by far the one that is the most important one is the module shard cost, reducing by 30% at max level. So that will significantly boost the number of level that you can get with the same amount of shard. If you are researching this, don't hesitate to go back to your module. You click here and you click on restore level. It costs nothing, and then you max again, and you will see that if you have done this research, you will get more level because it doesn't account for the research that you have done until you reset it. So you need to reset them when you are working on this research before it's completely max. So that's one of the things that you want to work with. The second thing that is very important in my opinion is the reroll shard. You want to increase that. It doesn't stand for a very long time. You want to increase that to level 50 because you will need a lot of reroll shard as you are progressing. So this is going to be able to have your substat that you are looking for, and because it's a linear boost, this is very, very good. Then the second thing that I believe is very important, and I underestimated it, is the daily mission shard. So this can go up to level 50. I'm actually working on this because now I want to focus on my module. And what this is basically every time that you have a daily mission here, you get a number of shard. And you may think that this is not a lot, but you actually get, I think, 6 missions per day. So if you get 50, because it's the maximum level plus 50 times 6 is 300. So 300 shard per day, this is massive. So you don't want to miss that because it starts adding up as time is passing by. So at least give it like a 20-25 level if you are early on, and try to go as far as possible if you are further into the game. That's my recommendation. Then after, if you are looking at farming the shard, the rare drop chance is one of the best one. It costs quite a lot of coins, but if you can afford it, it's good. By default, you have 0.1%, I believe, to get one. So adding 0.4% is actually multiplying by 5 the number of rare drop that you are getting. And every time that you get a rare drop, I think it's something like 10 shard that you get. So this is something that I'm going to work next after that. This is for the most important one. Then the one that are less important, but still I think they are worth something, is the common drop chance. That is doing the same for rare drop, but it's providing less shard, so I think this is less valuable than this one, but still it's helping. And then here it's the ban effect that are going to reduce the number of potential substats that your module are going to have, and this is going to increase the chance that you are getting the good substat that you want. So this is synergizing very well with the reroll shard, so they are in the same attribute. Now for the people that are way more advanced, you have shatter shards level 1 that cost a lot of coins, and this is basically increasing by 20% all the shards that you get from shattering modules. So this is, I think, unlocked when you have unlocked the T16, so it's very further down into the game, but that can be also very interesting if you are looking for shard. To me, what is the problem is not the number of coins, is more the time that is needed. 51 days, it's a lot of time for my research, and I have low-hanging fruit such as daily mission shard, the rare drop chance, that I would rather increase before I start looking at shatter shard level 1. Now, what is very important is that very early on, those modules, they got a lot of gem. It's very random, so I do not recommend that you pull with gems module early. I think that before you are reaching probably like the 12, 13 minimum, I don't think there is an interest of pulling module. I believe that cards are much more viable at the beginning of the tower. But at some point you will need to pull module, and you will need to start working on those epics, so you increase the quality of your module. Bear in mind that you are going to unlock different substats as you are progressing through the level of your module, and if you are stuck with the legendary plus module, you will not be able to unlock the 4th stat here, so you'll be stuck, I think, with 3, I believe, or maybe 2. Let me check. Yeah, 3. You are going to be stuck with 3. So if you want to have more than 3 substats, you will need to have better quality than the regular one. You need to go through the epic one, and those ones, they will be able to go to a certain rarity that will allow you to go further. Okay, so now I'm going to rank the module. Just before I'm starting, you know that you can filter your module by the type, by the rarity, so this is something, if you are looking for your module, that can be useful. So I'm going to talk about the tier list for the module, and I'm going to explain why I think one is better than another. So starting with the attack, so you get this one that is increasing the shot range. This one is extremely good for the chain lightning user because it will allow you to proc the chain lightning from further from your tower, and if it's what is dealing a lot of damage, this is providing you more damage. So this one is a very good one. It can be the best in slot for certain people, but it's not recommended for all people, even if it's a very strong module. The one that I do recommend for all the people is this one, is the death penalty, that will allow you to have 15% chance of one-shotting an enemy when it spawns, and this is also working for bosses and elites. So this is what it does, is basically it reduces by 15% the number of monsters that you have to deal with, and potentially one-shotting bosses. So this is probably the strongest. I am not choosing this one because it's way lower in terms of quality than this one. So that's why I'm not choosing this one. But this is probably the best in slot for most of the content that you are doing regarding whether it's farming or the tournament. The other modules that there is, so this one, it's providing free shots that are guaranteed super crit. This is completely garbage because the further you go and the less you rely on your normal attack, the fact that it's super crit, okay, that doesn't bring any value because anyway you will not benefit from this this passive. The next one that you have in the attack module is this one that is maxing the rend armor instantly. This is not that great for the same reason, is that you don't rely on auto attack the further you go with your tower. So the fact that this one is helping rend armor, it's not great because it's only applying on auto attack. And by the way, I have not even unlocked the rend armor here because I rely on auto upgrade, and the fact that I'm unlocking the rend armor is going to bring me more stats that I will need to max automatically in tournament. So this is actually nerfing me the rend armor. And I don't know if you've seen the video on my tournament. There is a link if you have not seen it. You will see the damage I do with my auto attack is less than 0.1%. Sometimes it's not even like 0.1%. So rending armor multiplicator is not going to help with anything. So to me, when you are progressing with the tower, this is not something that is valuable. Therefore, I don't think this is something that is worth maxing. Now, if it's the only one that is ancestral for you and all the others, they are like epic quality, just the benefit that you have better substat will probably overperform the fact that you not have the unique effect that is as good. So the ranking I'm providing you is really for equivalent quality. But if you have something that is like 2 or 3 level above, then potentially it can be better than the other one. Okay, moving on with the defensive module. So I believe the defensive module for most of the people that are farming the wormhole redirector is probably the best in slot because it's going to automatically regen the shield that is provided by your package, and it goes up to 100% when you have an ancestral quality. As most of the people, they are farming with EHP, meaning relying on defense, having this is really good because it provides you a higher level of defense because you start with more base health. And when you have those vampires that arrive, you have more time before you die because they cut your regeneration. So this is probably the best module for farm until very late, actually until you move to T13 for farm, which is extremely late, or for tournament in the legend tournament where you completely rely on glass cannon strats, and therefore you are going to use this module, which is the ACP, Anti-Cube Portal, that is going to increase the damage by 20 and 25 at the max level for 7 seconds for people, for the monster that are hit by the shockwave. So this is really glass cannon driven, while this one is really EHP driven. So that is my recommendation. Now, regarding at the other module that are defensive, you have this one that is debuffing the enemy when they are hit by the orbs. On paper, it's okay, but it doesn't do much compared to the others that I mentioned, so I do not recommend this one. And then the last one that we have is this one, which is about a landmine that can spawn as inner landmine. I don't think this is worth anything because at the moment inner landmine, they are not great. So this is not good enough to be worth compared to the rest. That is probably the latest one. Moving on to the economic one. So By default for farm, I do recommend the Galaxy compressor because it's going to reduce the cooldown of all ultimate weapon that you have, and this is going to reduce the cooldown of Black Hole and Golden Tower and Death Wave, and this is very good because actually this is your main source of coins. So reducing the cooldown is actually extremely worth it. And for farm, regardless of the quality that you have, this one is probably the best in slot for your farm, because even 10-second reducing those cooldown is extremely huge on the recovery package. So if you have this one for farm, is the best in slot. I think it's no matter what, you want to use this one, as we are speaking with the available module right now. Regarding the tournament, so this one was used also in tournament, and the reason was to cover the lack of certain affix on the chrono field. I also talked about it in my previous video on a tournament, so you were mitigating a little bit of certain affix. But overall now, in very high tournament, this is the best in slot because it's going to multiply the damage of your tower, and this is also going to multiply the damage of your ultimate weapon by probably around 8, 9, 10, depending on your cash that you are generating. So this is something that is extremely strong. Especially when you have high quality. At the moment at legendary, it's not worth using because I'm going to waste too much of health level skip, but around the mythic quality I'm going to use it even over my ancestral with 2 double star. I think this is for tournament is the go-to. If we are looking at the other module, you have this one that is increasing the range of the bot, and the flame, the damage taken by the enemy hit by the flame bot are double. This is okay, but the problem is that if you don't have a huge flame bot, this is kind of useless. So it can be used, but you need to have a massive flame bot for this to be very good. This can be used to farm. I know that there is certain people that are using it to farm if they have extremely low cooldown on their ultimate weapon, but this is a very, very advanced technique. So if you are watching this guide, you probably already know about that. So this can be used if you have perma Black Hole, perma Golden Tower, then you can use potentially this one. But for most of the people that are watching this video, you're not going to use this before a very, very long time. So it's not worth spending too much time on this. Then you have this one that can reduce the enemy health and attack. On paper looks good. The problem is that you only have a 1% chance, 2.5% chance, and there is no point of reducing this if you just kill the enemy. So usually we're not using this for any content. And then that's it. I think I covered all of them. Finally, we are moving to the ultimate weapon module. So the Multiverse Nexus is probably the go-to for most of the people that are farming. Once again, if you are already perma Black Hole and perma Golden Tower, you're probably not going to use this, but you don't really need this video if you are that advanced. So this has the benefit that you are going to line up the 3 major CD that are the economic one, the Death Wave, the Golden Tower, and the Black Hole, that are all multiplicative one to another in terms of coin generation. The downside at the beginning is that the average cooldown is going to be increased by 20 seconds, but as you are increasing the quality, this is going to be reduced up to the ancestral, where the average cooldown is going to be reduced by 10 seconds, making this one of the best module that you want to use for farming. Now, regarding the tournament and the glass cannon, you want to use the Dimension Core. Right now is by far the best module to do glass cannon and to protect yourself by just killing the enemies. And the reason is that it's boosting so much the chain lightning that this is completely sick. Like, you need to understand that in this game, the more multiplicator you had and the higher you get. It's way better to have another multiplicator than moving from maximum 15 to maximum 20, because this is basically just an increase of 33%. But if you just have another multiplicator that is times 2, this is actually way better than this increase. So having another multiplicator here is going to drastically increase the damage that you are dealing with your tower. So if you want to go glass cannon and if you want to kill the enemies in tournament, this is very good. Regarding the other module, so this is only good at the very beginning of the game when your spotlight is kind of tiny and you rely on that to kill the bosses. The problem is that at the beginning of the game you don't rely on killing bosses, you just tank them and kill them with taunt. So this I don't think is very useful, and then as you are progressing you cover so much range with your spotlight that I don't really see the benefit of this module. The other one is this one, and I mean it's kind of meh. It's tanking a little bit, it helps you tank a little bit, but I don't like the fact that this is just random. 30%, okay, maybe it's going to save you once or twice, but I think it's so much better to just kill the enemies than tanking this. Potentially, if you are relying on tanking into lower leagues such as the Platinum or the Champion League, that could be useful eventually, because that will increase your tankiness, but that's the only area where I see this being useful. And if you think it's useful, that means that you have a good swamp, and that's probably not one of the ultimate weapons that you want to take early on. It's probably like the last, so I don't see any option where this is actually good. And by the way, if you don't know what are the ultimate weapon you should go for, I have made a video out of it, so you can check it out. There's a link that is appearing right now. So this is just not good, so I do not recommend it. Then there is the new module that we don't see here, and it's based on landmine, so I'm not going to cover it. I don't have it because I didn't buy it, and I do not recommend you use this one either. So that is for my my epic module review. Okay, so now I'm going to finish this video by talking about the substat that you are unlocking and the one that you want to look for. So just the substat, as you are increasing the quality, you are going to increase the effectiveness of the substat that you have. So here you see I'm ancestral, so I can have ancestral substat, which are way better than the equivalent in epic or legendary. So increasing the quality will have this benefit. As you are increasing the level of the module, you see you get more substats, level 141, 161. If you want to look for a specific substat, what you can do is, let me, which one? I can do this one. So you can reroll effect, and you have multiple things that you can do. So you see here, you can lock certain substats that you think are really good. So for me, the bonus of Golden Tower, I'm locking it because it's maximum quality, and the number of death wave, I'm locking it as well because it's maximum quality, and this is also something that is helping me farm. The spotlight angle, this is also providing me with a coin bonus, so I'm going to lock it. And you see, the more you are locking substat, and the more it's going to increase the reroll cost. So if I have 2 that are locked, then it's 160 per roll. If I have 3 that are locked, it's 500 shard to roll just once. So bear in mind that every time that you lock, this is going to increase drastically. You have 2 options to reroll the stat. You can even just reroll manually, or you can go on here and you can just pick the one you want and the quality you want. So you see here, I was looking for Golden Tower duration, Black Hole duration, or Spotlight angle. This one is done now. And then you can put the quality that you want. So that is an option, or if you don't have a lot, you can just reroll and see what is happening. So you see right now I'm rerolling, and then I'm not getting anything that is valuable for me right now. So I'm going to reroll a little bit. And then you see that, okay, so this one is actually better than the one I have. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to close this window and I'm going to have this message. And this is very important. I need to be careful. So which effect do you want to keep to on this module? So I can keep the previous and I have 4 meters of black hole, or I can keep the new one when I have 6 meters on black hole, and I'm going to keep the new one. And now I have the new substat that are on my module. But you see, if I reroll, it's not locked. If I lock it, I can't reroll anymore because everything is locked. Okay, so this is the basic to how the reroll is working. Now the question is, what should you work for and what is the strategy to get the best at? So starting with the attack. So the things that is the most important with the attack is attack speed, critical factor. That is, to me, the number 2 that are very, very important. Number 3 is the super critical chance, because this is going to also affect the damage of your ultimate weapon. And then on 4th, you look for a super critical multiplicator. So that is what I have. And then number 5, you are going to look for critical chances. That is what I recommend. Now, if you have a lot of things that you are looking for, my recommendation is that you are re-rolling, you unlock everything, and you start with the thing that is the most important. Let's say attack speed, and you want it at the max quality. So you roll everything. So the quality is going to decrease drastically, the number of chart that you need, and you wait to have the real best in slot at maximum quality. Then you lock it, you start again with the second one, then you lock it, then start again with the third one, then you lock it, and you do with the 4th one. Another option that you can do is you can, and that's actually what I did, when you have the absolutely best, if they are quite of equivalent, you can look for multiple ones and you just pick the one that appear the first. That's what happened, but the critical factor appear last for me. So that is the downside of this technique. You will use less chart, but you potentially get the one that is slightly better last, and then that is going to nerf you a little bit, but you use less chart. So that is for the attack module. If we are looking at the farming module, if you are looking to farm and you have this galaxy compressor, you want to have package change, because package are reducing the cooldown of your ultimate weapon. For this module, package is very important. Then I do recommend enemy health levels keep and enemy attack levels keep. If you are farming in low tier, meaning below 13, enemy health levels keep is probably not useful, because anyway you're not going to be able to kill the enemy with anything else than orbs, death ray, and torn. So this is not mandatory. What you really want is enemy attack levels keep, package change on this one, and then coin per kill bonus. This is very good. Now, if we are looking at the rest, you potentially want to have a bit of cash if you want. And then the rest, honestly, it's not that important. If you are looking for the tournament in Legend, you want to have by default the enemy health levels keep, because this is the most important one. And if you are farming above T13, then you also want to have this one. So that is the recommendation that I have. It's the health levels keep, attack levels keep, package change on this one, and coin for the farm. And the last one, so on the farming one, the one that are very interesting are the golden tower, the death wave quantity, and then I would say that I really like spotlight angle, because there is a multiplicator on spotlight. So the larger the angle, the more coins are going to be generated through spotlight. Black hole size is okay, but you can also look for cooldown reduction, increased duration of tower, of golden tower, of black hole. This is also very good. So that is also something that is potentially pretty nice. But my recommendation is to have the Golden Tower bonus and the depth wave quantity to start with. Then after, you can even play with cooldown reduction or with the spotlight angle if you think that this is going to bring you more coins. Regarding the damage module, so I do recommend that you have the chronofield speed reduction if you have the chronofield. This is very important. I really like the chain lightning chances. This is also nice. For the chronofield duration, you can even go for chronofield duration or for chronofield CD reduction. That's another one, but the idea is that you want to be overcap on chronofield, so you have a perma chronofield even if you have the perk that is decreasing the ultimate weapon. So that is what I recommend. If there is another one, then potentially the target of chain lightning could be a good one. Or if you have a strong smart missile, you can reduce the CD of a smart missile. This is also very important to deal with bosses. I think that's it for modules. I explained everything that I had in mind. Bear in mind that here you can check certain information, such as the modules that are necessary to merge if you want to achieve a higher tier. So that is always useful. If this video has been useful, please consider subscribing to my channel. As you see, it's a very young channel and every sub counts for me right now. Thank you for watching, and I see you on the next video.